Going on to you, Leo. So you have the Four of Swords, the Ace of Wands, the Nine of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune, Ten of Swords, the Death, Page of Wands, the Knight of Cups, Page of Cups, and the High Priestess. So a lot of heavy, serious decisions that you need to make. The Four of Swords, the Ace of Wands, the Nine of Cups. This speaks to how a lot of you Leos, just kind of put to sleep this idea of like people coming at you with a bad attitude, right? This idea that, you know, so many people need to play like they're this boss, you know, and that they're flexing their power and all this other type of stupid stuff. A lot of you Leos are putting an end to that, right? Because it's melodramatic. It's corny. It's really corny. You know, who are they the boss of? What company do they have? What high position in a company do they have? Do they have stocks? What do they have that they think that they can flex on other people for a little bit? They don't have anything, but it's this delusional mentality of, well, I get to boss you around. No, they don't get to boss you Leos around one bit, right? The Nine of Cups, you Leos know who it is that you are. They call that nonsense talking to you Leos like this. What? So of course you Leos are going to give them pushback because they look stupid. So what do? You Leos basically decide to leave them alone. You decide to stop rocking with them because here they are getting caught up in their own hype. Once it is that you Leos start to maybe even getting to know them, give them a little bit of compliments, now all of a sudden they're giving you all this type of grief. They think that they too good even for you, but you are the one that was giving them the compliments in the first place and trying to get to know them. No, but they done let that type of stuff go to their head. So now the Wheel of Fortune and the Ten of Swords represents. So now you have to essentially undo this monster that you've created. And how you do that is you Leos have to essentially cut them off. You have to excommunicate them. And that's what it is that a lot of you Leos are going to do. You more than likely, I'm not saying all of you, but more than likely a lot of you Leos will stop talking to them. You'll basically ghost them. You know, you'll either, maybe some of you Leos may tell them that you don't want to talk to them anymore, but for the most part, a lot of you Leos will leave them alone. You know what I mean? Because they've become too caught up in their own delusion, their own hype. You know, because again, they got the compliments from you, but now it's like it's a situation where if you don't let them go, they're just going to start to be more and more disrespectful to you. And it sucks that it has to be like that, but it's what's real. So then you have the Death card. And then the Death card here represents, right, the getting rid of it, the cutting cords, the cutting ties, completely washing your hands with these people because they really don't have too much decency. They really don't have character. You know, they don't have the 10 life values. So as a result, because of the fact that they don't have that type of stuff, you know, they're just fronting like they have that. They just, again, most people who front like they bosses are not really that because, again, what do they have to say that they are an actual boss? They're not a celebrity that's making tons of money. They don't have positions in power. They don't even know the principles of business, but yet they're a boss. Okay, boss of who? Boss of what? If you're talking about being a boss of yourself, now we talking. But until you start talking like that, they're delusional. But the Page of Wands represents, again, walking away. The Nine of Cups, walking away. Specifically, the Page of Wands, okay, is all three of these cards is about walking away. Definitely. Like, you're done. You can't take these people seriously anymore. You can't. Because their mentality, where they're average, they are an underachiever. They don't really want anything in their life. And for you Leos to meet them start talking to them, you give them a couple of compliments, and now all of a sudden it's like it's like you were blowing smoke up their butt, because now they're all pumped up. Their chest is puffed out with this huge ego. And like, now you Leos have to be the one now to be like, oh, wow, I got to deal with this monster. I got to deal with this monstrosity. You know what I mean? So the Page of Wands and the Knight of Cups now represents, so you realize where it is that you went wrong, and that you have to walk away from this. And this is where it looks stupid, because the Page of Cups and the High Priestess now represents you moving forward, talking to other people, right? You moving forward, being by yourselves, but still keeping options open. Whenever it is that you get a chance, you may talk to somebody, or you may want someone to come over and talk to you. In other words, the point that I'm trying to make here is not rocking with those people anymore. And here it is that they come, still, Page of Cups, still being delusional, still. And now here it is that they are the High Priestess. Now they got a problem with it because you're not paying them attention. So now they're upset, because now it's like, well, what is going on here? You're fake. You Leos are fake. All this other type of stuff. But this is what it is that they're saying to themselves, because they're still gassing themselves up. They're still believing in their hype. And that's their problem area. They're getting caught up in that situation. So let's clarify the death card now. So to clarify the death card, right, we have the Chariot, the Judgment, the Five of Wands, the Six of Pentacles, right? You may have even have told them about this before, like, you know what I mean? Like, you realize that some of you Leos may have addressed this about them. That, you know, you're glad to see that they're more confident, but they can't be wilding out on you, and that they have to control themselves. You know, you're getting to know them. You're just now starting to get to know them, right, on that romantic level, but they can't seem to come off that. That's a huge problem, because they got issues, and it's showing itself. They turn on the very same people that gave them the compliment in the first place, which is you. So now the Five of Wands and the Six of Pentacles. So now this became a whole new thing now, because now, or it was, I should say, because it's past tense. It became something big because they didn't want to hear that they still need to bring themselves back down. They was thinking, oh no, you trying to squander their joy and, you know, be a party pooper and all this other type of stuff, you know, deflate their party that they have, because they have this whole new sense of confidence. But their sense of confidence and value is fake, because you gave them some compliments, and now all of a sudden you may have taken them out on a like a date or something, you know what I mean, where they're not normally used to going out. They're used to being in the house, nobody really checking for them. So now all of a sudden, like I said, now they have this huge ego. So let's clarify the High Priestess. So to clarify the High Priestess now, we have the Queen of Cups, the Four of Pentacles, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Seven of Wands, right? This is a situation for a lot of you Leos where, again, they're not going to come off of it. They're too caught up. It's a dub. They're too caught up with their own ego for that. So if you Leos may be thinking that, you know, maybe in the future, potentially the two of you can end up hanging out again when these people come back down to reality, they're never going to do that, because their confidence fluctuates. So it could be very low, but then when they got those compliments and you started hanging out with them and stuff like this, their ego works in extremes. So now it's like, oh, okay, they're super confident. You can't even talk to them unless you Leos set up some sort of an appointment. That's how their ego works. So the Nine of Pentacles now and the Seven of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles and Seven of Wands represents it's better off for you, Leos, to continue to move forward, because these people, they ain't got anything going on ever.